All right, this is Ubaid on behalf of V Electronics, and in this video, we'll be talking about components of GDP or aggregate demand. All right, so when it comes to your aggregate demand or GDP, your GDP is made up of four components. All right, so you have four components. All right, and the first one over here is personal consumption, consumer spending. All right, and consumer spending makes up most of the GDP. It has to do with what the consumers in the country or in the nation spend money on. Okay, and this has to do with your consumer products, real estate, okay, auto industry, so on and so forth. All right, the next one is your government spending or government investments. All right, now the government spending or investments has to do with infrastructure. And when I say infrastructure, it has to do with bridges, highways, okay, government infrastructure, so on and so forth. Okay, so government infrastructure, okay, or city infrastructure. All right, and the next one has to do with business investments or business spending. Are we talking about capital investments? Okay, so we're talking about investments such as investments in land, building, equipment, so on and so forth. So building, okay, business, okay, investments, okay, and that would be your capital investments. All right, and the last but not least would be your net exports. Okay, so import, takeaway, exports. So that will be your net exports within a country. Okay, so whatever the country is able to produce and export to another country. Okay, take away whatever it imports from other countries. All right, so again, consumer spending, government spending, which covers government infrastructure. Now, government spending also has elements of government transfers, which has to do with government benefits, such as your social security payments, your old age security payments, okay, OAS, okay, your welfare, okay, so on and so forth. However, these transfer payments do not directly impact the GDP, as a result of which the governments do not cover transfer payments as part of the GDP. All right. Now, they do impact GDP indirectly because consumer spending may go up as people receive money from social security, welfare, so on and so forth. Okay, hence, this is something to keep in mind. All right. Now, business investment, again, we're talking about capital. So, capital has to do with capital investments, such as investment in building, land, equipment, so on and so forth. And next, you have net exports, which is import, takeaway, export. All right. So, these are all the components of a GDP. Okay. Apart from that, this is Obey on behalf of V Electronics. Have yourself a great day.